Alrighty, guys. It is 3:30 this Monday, May 22nd. Tuesday, May 22nd. 20, 26th. I'm about to say that. I'm thinking 22nd. 26th. I'm all off here today. Anyway, so day after Memorial Tuesday. Well, this threw me off, right? So anyway, we are looking at the market, which started off pretty good to the upside, given the developments in the Middle East, and so far we has kind of been in a holding pattern most of the day. Nasdaq, however, has been going gangbusters to the upside. That's a market which is going parabolic based on a couple of stocks, I would say. That's Micron and AMD and SanDisk. They are going crazy to the upside. It feels very much like a blow off top because these guys are just going like a short squeeze kind of a blow off. So it's kind of crazy. Not trying to chase those stocks. They're jumping like $100 a day. It's like, okay, someone is chasing those. So we'll see how that develops. But right now, though, day session is range bound. I would say we did not take out the lows and started heading lower. And need an ES and a Nasdaq. So I would just start off range bound. I would stay on the buy with the bias to the upside, given what's going on. So we can see here on the capital flow, it's a pretty decent market, pretty decent uh, the distribution, and it's not necessarily pulling back in a big way. The news we have for going in for tomorrow morning is mortgage apps at 7, at 10 o'clock, and nothing at 8:30. At 10, we get Richmond Fed Manufacturing, and then we have a 5-year auction at 1. So not much news to drive the market either. And I would say that we're just in a spot where we are pending news out of the Iranian situation, how what's going to go on there. If that falls apart, goes back to kind of a kinetic situation, probably going to see a knee-jerk reaction. Probably not a huge one, but definitely a knee-jerk reaction to the downside. So it's anyone's guess what's going to happen. So that's very volatile over there. But right now, market is shrugging most of it off, assuming it's going to work out. And it's I would just stay on the long side. This pop in the overnight, you can see on the ES reversed, but not necessarily follow through on the downside by any means. So staying range bound, looking to buy against weakness. Going to be putting an edge here at the 75.20s. Going to be one here down at 75.10s against 75.500. So 20, 10, 7,500 for buying opportunities. Below 7,500, taking off the long bias, same as today. On the short side, could be an opportunity here, depending on how this edge holds at the 75.30s, the 75.50s, 75.70s for rotations back down. So that's kind of the dynamic going into the overnight. Nasdaq, massive move to the upside, and I had to say that's nothing but spectacular. But there's a couple of stocks in there which is really going crazy, and it gets me a little bit worried because it's that kind of blow off top is just not quite sustainable. So I'm expecting, something to happen there eventually. But the market is a market; it's going to go crazy on it, and it can stay crazy for a while. So they can pop it even higher. But Nasdaq up to 30,000. That's a new milestone for us. It's worth celebrating. They were just shy of that for the longest time, but today they blew through that thing and they're holding above it. So staying on the long side, looking to buy weakness. It's going to be an edge probably done here at the 60s. I'm not sure if that's going to be support resistance yet. We're trading right at it. An edge going to be at the 30,000s against the 29,920s, and down here at the 820s for rotations up. Now, if they start trading below the day session low of today, well, maybe worrying about the short side. Not confirmation below that 750. I would think that's probably a fair thing to do right now. So that's kind of the dynamic right now. Staying on the long side on both ES and Nasdaq, given what it looks like. Let's see if Potter can take it. On the bond market side, I think I haven't taken any trades today. It's been one of those days being stuck on other stuff, but I missed the big runs in the morning and in the trading the slop in the afternoon. I haven't even tried to do that. So no trades on my part today. The ES, or sorry, the bond market to the upside, the yields coming down, prices up, and so far they're holding on. But to watch this level, this 70, 11, 15, 16 here, these two support areas, if they come out, bets are off, we're heading lower. But I would look to buy against the 11 at the 112s. 11.24s, 11.20s for rotations back up again. That's kind of dynamic on the bonds. Now, again, big caveat is always the situation in the Middle East. That can change stuff in a heartbeat. Short setups on the bonds against the 12.10 and the 12.18s for rotations down. And that's kind of how we deal with those to get started today. But it looks to me like they're going to try to take it higher going into the close. So pretty darn crazy market, I have to say. No trades on the cryptos for me today. So I'm kind of out of that. We had to, yes, just temporarily, but I haven't paid attention too much today. I've been doing some other stuff. Oil is to the downside though, and they've been down to 90, they're up to 94 right now. So I would say that oil is definitely a driver of this. But as you can see, the reaction over the weekend, this is oil, so that's free information. It traded back down into the 90s, that they're tracing a little bit. So oil, if the oil trades back up again, it just gives you a good set of confidence as to what's going on. Right now, I think the market is hesitating. It seems like something is kind of going a little bit out of whack on the deal, but not quite falling apart. So we will see. Anyway, we'll leave it there, guys. So I'll see you guys back bright and early in the morning and go at all this stuff again. Ready, guys, later.